Your services page is one of the most important pages on your website, whether you're providing coaching services, consulting services, or any other type of service such as copywriting, branding, or something like that. As a result, it has three primary goals. It has to convert people who are the right fit to work with you, weed out and repel bad clients, and address as many objections as possible that people might have about working with you. How do you do that? Well, that's what I'm going to cover in today's video. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ana Lea. I am the owner and designer of Lea Design Studio, where I create custom Squarespace templates, design courses, and resources to help you look great online. And here on this channel, I share design, marketing, and tech tips so you can work smarter and not harder. If that is something that is appealing to you, then I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And now, without further ado, let's dive into today's video. So one of the first things that you want to do on your services page is make sure that when somebody lands on it, they know immediately what result they can expect to get from you. This statement that describes that biggest result should ideally be placed at the very top of the services page in that hero area, and you can state it plainly. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. It doesn't need to be filled with jargon, because that is a problem in and of itself that will attract your peers, not your ideal clients. But you need to state it in a word, ideally in the words that they will use to describe the end result that they want. So for example, let's say that you're a photographer and you specialize in family portraits. The end result that your clients want might be get everlasting memories with their photos. So for example, the end result would be create everlasting memories that you will look upon with fondness years from now, or something like that. Obviously, I'm not a photographer, so I'm not very versed in what they would want, but you would know what type of result your end clients want, and that is exactly what you want to make sure to address at the very top of your page, that biggest benefit, biggest result that they will get from working with you. Now, immediately below that, you want to tell them what it is exactly that they can expect, what it is that they are actually getting when they sign up from working with you. So what that service is. So this could be custom family photography in your area. Then once you've told them what it is and what they can expect, what is included, and spoke a little bit more about the benefits, you want to back up those claims with testimonials and social proof. So you want to showcase testimonials from your past clients. You can also insert a link to read a case study. And this basically shows them that the solution works and that other people have gotten the result from working with you. After that, you want to give them a broad picture overview of your framework, of your methodology, of the steps that you will use to get them from point A, where they are right now, to point B, where they want to be. Now, obviously, as a service provider, you probably have a lot of steps that your clients go through to get to that, from that point A to point B. But your services page does not need to include every single step, because they just want to know the broad general steps that they will take, that they will need to go through, and you don't want to overwhelm them with 100 different steps. It's ideal to summarize this between 3 to 5 steps, but no more than that, because it can be a little overwhelming, and it'll make them feel like they don't want to go through that process. You also want to give them an overview of a length of time that it'll take them to actually go through that process. How long does it last? How long before they can see the results? That is very important, because they will want to know that type of information. You'll also want to let them know how many spots you have available, because this can serve as a sort of a scarcity thing, which can boost your conversions. Now, obviously, you don't want to go overboard and tell them that you have only 2 spots available if you have 5 spots available, because that is false scarcity and people will pick up on that. It is always easy to find that out. But if, for example, you only really have 2 slots available, then tell them 2 slots are available for this month, 2 slots for this month, 2 slots for that month. And you don't have to do this in a very complicated way. You can literally just list out the start dates. And then as spots start filling out, remember to go back to your services page and cross out the ones that aren't available. Or you can insert a calendar and give them an overview of when the start and end dates are for each package that you have. Then you also want to include some sort of a guarantee that'll tell them what happens if they're not happy, because It doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be happy, but people will have this, well, what if this isn't right for me? What if we start this and it doesn't work for me? It will be one of the objections that might have. So as a way to assuage or alleviate that concern, you can tell them what happens. If you're not happy with the results, I'll give you an extra set of revisions or an extra coaching call or additional materials that you can go through, or we'll do this or we'll do that. So I find that in most cases, when you give them that guarantee and when you tell them what happens if they're not happy, they usually never have a problem with it and they usually walk away happy. That has been my experience with my clients, and I know that with other friends that I've talked to, as long as you provide that guarantee, it's very rare that you run into somebody who won't be happy with your service. And then finally, the last thing that I like to include on the services page is an application form right then and there. Now, I know you have a contact page that you can use for potential clients to get in touch with you, but I find that the contact page, it can get messy with all the other inquiries that you receive. That might be for submitting a blog post, appearing on a podcast, participating in a bundle, this collaboration or that collaboration. So I find it easier to just include a specific contact or application form right there on the services page, because that just makes it easier for people who are ready to take that next step to take it right then and there, instead of having to click through to your contact page and just make extra unnecessary clicks. If you include the contact form or the application form, it makes it super easy for them to make the decision to take that first step, to reach out to you and to inquire about working with you. Now, if you want to know what else you need to include on your website to get more client inquiries, I have a video that you can watch right there. And if you're interested, if you're just getting started with building your website and want a little extra helping hand with that, I have a free workshop that walks you through the entire process step by step. I will leave a link to it in the description below, so be sure to check that one out. That's it for this week, and I'll see you next time.